Bam.
Okay. My study, so I studied the influence of English language proficiency and social engagement on academic performance among Saudi students. Um, so I chose the problem of the study related to the number of the international students enrolled in the U.S. Academic institution nowadays, and also the Saudi student made a quite a fairly percentage of those international students. Also, non-English speakers might have difficulties in understanding the literature, the lectures, and their subject or interaction with their peers or instructors. Another thing is that the non-English speakers who come from different cultures and live in the U.S. In order to obtain their a degree, take a long time than their peers or than the native speakers do. And this is related to their limited language skills. And finally, the communication with the native speaker enhance the socio-cultural and psychological adjustment of international students, which influence their English proficiency. So the purpose of my statement, the purpose statement of my study was to predict the influence of English language proficiency, social engagement with American colleagues, and social interaction with the instructor on the academic performance among Saudi students enrolled in graduate and undergraduate programs at a Southern public university. So the research question, the guiding question for this study was what influence do English language proficiency, social engagement with American colleagues, and social engagement with instructors have on the academic performance of Saudi students who enrolled in graduate and undergraduate programs at Southern Public University. I have three hypotheses. The first one, the English language proficiency is the essential predictor of Saudi student academic performance. The second one, the social engagement between Saudi students and their American colleagues positively influence the academic achievement. And the third one, that the social interaction between Saudi students and their instructors also enhance their academic performance. In the lit review, I had three main areas. The first one, the factor associated with the academic performance among international students. And the lit review found that there were a lot of the literature review identified that several factors associated with international academic performance. Some of these factors are the incompetent background knowledge, poor study skills, difficulties in understanding the coursework, difficulties in the language, in the language demands of the different courses, motivation, and previous experiences. Also, the other topic was English language proficiency, and the literature review showed that there were a lot of studies that hit this area. However, the finding were contradictory. And the third one, the influence of psychocultural adjustment on English literature, on English proficiency. And this is related to the influence of the interaction or the communication between international students and the native speakers in developing or improving their English language proficiency, and not feeling isolated because of their English skills. The theoretical framework. So I found that a cross-cultural adoption matched this topic, which identified that an individual established and maintain relatively a stable and reciprocal relation with the host environment. And in this theory, there are two main factors: the group level adjustment and the individual level adjustment. The group level adjustment related to the individual who developed communication who developed connection on the language, the area or the culture, and society and the history with the group, which called also cultural adjustment. The other factor, the individual level adjustment, which relate to the individual psychological adjustment, such as thought, emotion, and behavior. So, according to this theory, the individual or the international student should be able to communicate according to the norms and the practices of the host culture, and actively engage in the social communication process. Also, in order to be adapted successfully, international students need to concentrate on acquiring new culture communication, and be willing to put aside more of the old norms. Okay, the methodology. And this study I used ex post factors. Ex post factor service design. Expo factor survey design with one independent variable, which is academic performance, and the three independent variables: the English language proficiency, social engagement with American colleagues, and the interaction with social interaction with instructors. The sample size was so the population of this of Saudi students in this study was 92 Saudi students who enrolled in different.
I had a quick question. Are these all at the same institution, or are these across multiple institutions?
No, just in one institution. So this is the whole population. The whole population of the same institution for Saudi students was 92, who enrolled in different academic programs. However, the participant or the received responses was 52. And from these 52, I excluded 4 incompleted responses and 9 responses completed by participants who studied in English language programs. Since the study conducted for the students who enrolled in grad and undergraduate programs. So the descriptive statistic among the participants was 61.5% male and 38.5% female, and 43.6 graduates. I missed the graduate students. So 43.6 undergraduate students and almost 56 something, the graduate student. In order to collect data, I used developed online survey, which contained 27 items in 5 sections: demographic information, academic performance, English language proficiency, social engagement with colleagues, and social interaction with instructors. The validity and reliability tested also, and I just tested the reliability of two factors, which is the engagement with colleagues and social interaction with the instructors. And as you see, the Cronbach alpha is pretty high. And in the data collection, the data collected in fall 2016, and as I said, by a developed survey, and it was a self-report survey. The survey was online, and the link was sent via email to a list of the emails found in SACM, which is Saudi institution that take care of the Saudi students who study abroad. So the participant given 10 days in order to complete the survey, and after 5 days, a reminder email were sent. And by the end of the due date, that a total of 52 participants were received. And the measure in this study was academic. The academic performance was measured by the student GPA, English language proficiency measured by IELTS score, and social engagement of student with their instructor and colleagues was used by a 5-level Likert scale. Excuse me. Okay. In the data analysis, I used 3 different analysis. Descriptive statistic in order to identify the differences among the data set, and also give an overall view about the mean and the standard deviation of all the variables. Also, I used correlation coefficients in order to understand the relationship between the variables, whether it is positive or negative, and whether it is strong or not. Also, two models of multiple linear regression was conducted, and that because the first model I include the demographic factors in order to see if the demographic factors affect the outcomes. If the demographic factor statistically affect the academic achievement, and the other model tests the hypothesis. So the result in the descriptive statistic, I found that the GPA, the mean of the GPA is 3.32, and 55% of the participants were higher scored higher than the mean, which means that 55% of the Saudi students got B plus grade. Also, the English language proficiency, the mean of the English language proficiency was 5.06, and 55.3 of the participants were less or equal to the mean, which means that half of the participants considered as a modest English speakers. In the correlation coefficient, I found that there are a strong relationship between the dependent variable and all the other independent variables, with p-value is less than 0.001. And by running, so as I said, I ran 2 different models. The first model include the all demographic information, and the second one, in the second one, I excluded the demographic information since all of them are statistically not significant. And in this, in the analysis, I just report the second model. In this model, I found that R square is about 0.714, which means that 71% of the variance was explained or predicted by the independent variables. Also, I found that the English language proficiency have the higher effect than the other independent variables on student academic performance. The discussions, all the three variables considered as predictors for the student academic performance. Social engagement with the social engagement with native speakers help to be adapted faster in the society and improve the English language proficiency. And finally, unexpected relationship between social interaction between Saudi student and their professor, and this relationship was strongly negative. Limitation and the future researches. One of the limitations of this study was it's conducted to one institution, and the data and the participants were and the sample was a little bit small. Also, the data collection conducted in a short time, just 10 days. So it's better, to conduct the research in a long time frame. Also, it's recommended to conduct the study among Arab students, since they speak the same language and share the similar culture, because the percentage of Saudi students is quite limited in the studies. The implication of the future study. More researches need to be done to understand the relationship between multicultural, bilingual, and the academic performance among international students, and also conducting a study with different methodological approach. And that's